And good afternoon. So thanks for joining and thanks for coming here. And we always grateful to get the support from you guys. So coming from a long day, you guys give some time to us to introduce our new modules, the Tiger Neo 3.0. So my name is Alif, already introduced by Ben. So I'm working with Jinko for almost 3 years. I worked as a technical service manager. So today I got one of the clients. So I used to get with her so much email communication. But today is the first time I saw her in face to face, and it was really nice to me. Yes, so today we are going to discuss about the new product of the JinkoSolar industry is the Tiger Neo 3.0. So you guys already have the banner, you guys already see the brochures on the promotions, like we are having a new modules is the Tiger Neo 3.0. So in this product we have one is the utility project, and another modules will be distribution and the commercial one. Yes, so starting with the investment or the R&D. So whenever any product or any modules comes to the factory or comes to the market, it always a complete product from the scratch to the final stage. So Jinko is always leading in terms of the investment, and the investment is not only for the other sectors, starting from the R&D. So Jinko has a strong R&D team. So if you see, we already invested around 19.6 billion in the R&D sector. So Jinko's R&D has a strong team member, and we always work with a different sector. Even though just before you guys had we have three kind of outside of the China, we have 3 R&D partnerships. So Australia is one of the greatest supportive from the R&D side. And if you see the R&D, the diagrams, like how we invested in R&D from the year 2021 to 2024, and in terms of the revenue, Jinko invested more than 5% of its revenue to the R&D. So it's a huge number when it comes to the revenue. So when Jinko invested their money, like a single 1 cent or $1 to the R&D, it's for their own sake and it's for their own benefit. So R&D is the key of our Jinko modules. So the second part is the patents. Like you guys already know, Jinko is known for the patents. So at this moment, we own 5,500 number of patents, and the active patents is 3,100. So if you see the diagrams below, we have also in the leading in terms of the patents. So compared to the other manufacturer, Jinko is a bit more ahead of the patent. So when it comes to any new technology, Jinko has their own patents, and we claimed by the investment of the R&D or the huge hard work by our factory, huge hard work by our team member. So in terms of patents or in terms of the innovation, Jinko is always the number one. So this is the best part of Jinko, the cell efficiency. So where we started from the Jinko's history. So just before the John's tell everyone, we starting from the UNSW lab, it's 20 cell efficiency. We started from there. So now we have the cell efficiency up to 32.8%. So if you see the first one, we're starting from the P-type, which we call as a poly or the PAR. So we're starting with them 20% cell efficiency, and this is the only thing where Jinko is proud to be shared with the number. So if you see, we didn't show the current number, or we didn't show the end number or the maximum number. We're starting with the 20 and go up to 32%. So at this moment, the current TopCon one, we have the highest cell efficiency is 27.8 is that in TopCon cell efficiency. And if you see, after 2 years, we have the tandem cell, which the technology is perovskite. So using this perovskite technology, we can have achieved the 32.8% cell efficiency. So this efficiency is tested by lab. It's not the module efficiency, it's only the cell efficiency. Yes. So here come the soft launch of our Jinko Tiger Neo 3.0. So we have 2 modules here for you. One is the 475 is a DG module. So the 475 is a lighter weight. The weight is 20.5 kilograms, and the size of the module is 1762. So the good news is it will be the same size of the 440. So now you don't need to be required for 14-piece module for a 6.6 kilowatt of system. It's just a 13-piece or the 12-piece of module module for a 6.6 kilowatt. So 475 will be the revolutionary product for industry on the PV module. If you see, we started with the module with a 250 watt or 270 watt. When we introduced the 300 modules, the size is a bit bigger, like 1.9 meter, but 300 was also break all the records. But when we introduced the 415, so 415 is also the best module from the Jinko side. So when after the 415, when we introduced the 440, so it breaks all the records. So till now 440 black modules is the Jinko's best module so far. So you guys all of the know, and we can attend some call from the client like, do you still have the 440 all black? So in Australia, all black is a really popular or the best modules. Just keep in mind that 440 all black, we introduced the 475 all black. It comes with a dual glass monofacial, and hopefully it will be break all the records and will be the best product. And the next one is the 670 watt, which is the utility module, and it will be the same size of 2382 millimeter, and it will also be compete the other competitor. If you can see before, like just 1 year, or if you compare to the Jinko's own module, we have 640 module with the same size. But if you see this year, end of this or next year, we will be the 670 of the same size of the module. So it will be a great achievement for the Jinko side. Yes, so these are the three modules we will be having with the Tiger Neo 3.0. So one is for the utility and two for the DG market. So in DG we also have one commercial. So if you guys see, one is the 670, one is the 475, and the second one is the 510. So we always play with this magic number 475 and 510 only to help you to get the maximum STC. So there is always a question from our other regions, like why Australia or why Oceania regions is always looking after the 475 and 510. The answer is to claim or to get the maximum STC out of it. So this will be our three of the new modules, which we call the Tiger Neo 3.0. And there is a funny part of that, like my slide used to be in white background, but then when we put the black modules, it looks so black. So that's why we have to change it to the black background. So maybe the 440 or 475, it looks a bit blacker. So we invite all of you to tomorrow and day after tomorrow to All Energy to come see our modules, practically, physically play with them, and just if you have any more details question, just ask on the All Energy event. Yes, so that's the previous part. What is the modules type and how the applications of. So now we are talking about the advantages. So if you see the first question of why we are moving to the Tiger Neo 2.0 to Tiger Neo 3.0. So it will gives us at least basic 6 advantages. So if you see the first one is the plus 10 to 15 watt, it will gives you more. So before we have 640, now we have 670. Before we have 440, now we have 475. So at least plus 10 to plus 15 watt, you will get it more with the advantage of Tiger Neo 3.0. And the second one is the bifaciality factor. So if you see, bifaciality factor is one of the key factor for the modules, for the utility or for the ground mounted, for the a certain angle in the rooftop. Because what is the advantage of the bifaciality factor? So it just gives you extra power, suppose 10% of the front side from the back. So you will just getting the 10% from the same money invested on the same module. So either you go with the monofacial, either you go with the bifacial. So if I'm at your place, I will go with the bifacial. And the third one is the temperature coefficient. So if you see, we started the temperature coefficient is minus 40%. Now we reduce to the minus 0.26%. So temperature coefficient is one of the key element in terms of the module, because the basic fundamental of the module is to produce or generate the electricity. So 100% whenever it comes to generate any kind of electricity or power generation, it depends on the temperature. And the fourth advantage is the annual degradation. So if before Tiger Neo 3.0 we have an annual degradation is 0.4, now we have reduced 0.05. So there is a big question, does the 0.05 impact a lot? Yes, the answer will be yes. it impacted a lot, even though it has been tested and we provide with a guarantee of 30 years. So after 20 years, after 29 years, if you have found any degradation on your modules, come to us, we will check and we will give you the replacement. That's so easy. And the fifth one is the extra power generation. So if you have better performance warranty, if you have bifacial rectifier, you will definitely get some more from the Jinko module Tiger Neo 3.0. And the last one will be the cell efficiency. So if you see, the cell efficiency is a bit more compared to the last one. Yes. So the last question will be, how do we achieve that advantages over to the Tiger Neo 2.0? So the 4 advantages we will gonna share with you. So first, a technology we use the multi-cells, or we call as a FP, and we proudly said like we have the patent on the FP. So FP is not a big terms or any technical terms. FP is basically a quarterly cut or 4 pieces. So if you guys see our Jinko's new module, we don't have any more half cut modules. So we just moving from the half cut to the quarterly cut. Now we have a 4-part or 4 pieces in the modules. Before we have 2-part, now we have 4-part. So it comes from the 4 pieces. It's basically 4 FP technology, and it gives us the best option to reduce the thermal losses, like the power generation losses. So if you see, the I2R will be a bit more compared to the previous one. So we have better performance in the FP technology. And the second one will be the multi-cut passivation, and the third one will be the max metallization enhancement, is ME technology, and the last one will be the max technology. So the ME technology, the third one, is not the new one we used to the Tiger Neo 2.0 in our last modules. So we just carried forward that one to the new one with some advantage of the ME technology, and also some innovation added with it. Yes, so this is the first one, like the FP cells, or we call as a quarterly cut cells. So if you see, when we cut the half modules into half, we have 2 parts. So when we try to figure it out, if we cut it one more cut, give a one more cut, not half, like quarterly cut, it will become the 4 pieces. And what will be the advantages? The first advantages will be, it will reduce the thermal losses, basically I2R losses. So in terms of thermal losses, we will definitely get at least plus 5 watt. So if you see, during the half cut, the current will be 1/2 square. So if we cut it into 3, the current will be 1/4 square. So it's just a normal math. So if we do the math, it definitely lower the degradation. So the second one is, if you know, we starting with the module with the full cell. So we didn't cut the cell like before. So then some innovation comes out. If we cut the module, it will gives us a low degradation, and the thermal losses is low, and there is a better current, like we can boost the short circuit current, and it will gives us more power, more generation, more efficiency. But the issue is with the half cut, like when we cut the cell or when we cut the silicon, there is some issue. So to prevent that issue, we have to apply a passivation, basically a layer. So when we realize, like if we cut the module one more time and apply the passivation layer one more time, it will gives us a more freedom to play with it. So we didn't do anything. It's just a simple cut, one more cut, one more passivation layer, one more cut, one more passivation layer. So now we applied the passivation layer 3 times. So you can imagine how it's strong and how introvert the cell at this moment of the Tiger Neo 3.0. At this, like as a result, it will gives you at least 0.5% of cell efficiency. So this is the multi-cut passivation layer. Yeah, so this is the ME technology which we bring out from the Tiger Neo 2.0. So in this ME technology, we use some advanced cell efficiency. So it gives us plus 2 to 5 watt of more. And the second issue is, like it keeps, when we do play with the cell, basically when the sun hits the module cell efficiency, we need to reduce the electron, and the electron has to be freely moved. So if the electron will move freely, we will get some better current. So when it comes to the better current, we'll definitely get some more generation from the solar panel. So this ME technology, we will apply some silicon nitride to prevent this obstacle and allow the electron to flow a bit more, which gives us a more power. Yes, so the last one is the max technology. This is my best one and my favorite one because it allows us to improve the bifaciality factor. So if you see the Tiger Neo 3.0, the best part is Tiger Neo 3.0, we has the highest bifaciality factor, so which is 85 plus minus 5. So how does it comes using this max technology allow us to get this bifaciality factor? And the second advantage by this max technology is it's reduce the temperature coefficient. So what is the max technology and how does it work? So in max technology, we applied a silver paste to the silicon layer. So this silver paste applied on the backside of the module. That's why it gives you the bifaciality factor a bit competitive compared to the competitor. So if you see the other competitor bifaciality and the Jinko bifaciality, we are always ahead from in terms of the bifaciality. Yes, so that's why like I talked about the bifaciality factor. So if you see, we have the 85 plus minus 5. If you see the competitor, some of the competitors still have the 75 plus minus 5. So 85 plus minus 5, we have the tested result from the certified test center and the result comes out 86, 87 always. So if you see how the bifaciality factor will work. So for the bifaciality factor, yes, so there is the overall impact of the bifaciality factor. So what is the advantage of this bifaciality factor? So if you have the bifaciality is 85, let's not talk about the plus minus 5, it's only 85. It will give you front and back together more than the competitor in terms of the yielding or in terms of the generation. So if you see, when it comes to the lower irradiance or low light performance, if you see, Jinko 1 is a better when it comes to the 200 watt per square meter or 400 watt per square meter. So that's the tested result. That's the impact of the bifaciality factor. So that's why when it comes to the modules, we only talk about few of the aspects, like one is the bifaciality factor, second one is the temperature coefficient, and we have the results on it. So you guys have one question like, if we can get it in the same price the monofacial, then why we would get to one bifacial? So the main answer is, if you buy 1 watt in terms of the bifacial module, you will get 1.26 watt. So for the DG, for the rooftop, it might not be too much amount, but when it comes to the 300 or 400 of the megawatt of the project, you can imagine how much the 1.26 will be added to your list. So that's the extra revenue you are getting for it. So we have the number in front of you. Nothing to there's hide. So it's clearly shown on the screen, or you can see it's, if you buy 1 watt, you will get at least 1.26. Yes, so this is the second advantage of the Tiger Neo 3.0, which is the temperature coefficient. So what is the advantage of reducing the temperature coefficient by a small margin? So if you see, before we have minus 0.29%, now we have reduced it to the minus 0.26. In terms of temperature coefficient, if you see the power loss, the upper one, the power loss upper one is 8 point something, is only for the 29 minus 0.29, and the 7.8 is the for the minus 0.26. So you can see the power loss, we reduce at least 1% of the power loss using the temperature coefficient. And if you see at this moment, in terms of TOPCon, in terms of the BC modules, so only TOPCon is achieve the 0.26 as the temperature coefficient compared to the BC. Yes, and that's the warranted or the guaranteed, we told you, is the power degradation. So before we have 0.4%. So for the 1%, if you see for the silicon type, any silicon type of modules, not only Jinko, is all over the panel manufacturer, they always gives you the first year degradation is 1 or less than 1%. It's just a type of silicon behavior. Nothing to we can manage or we can do. But the main magic or the main number is from the year 2 to 29th of the year. So in this 29 years, the basic thing is how the power has been degraded. So if you see 0.35% is written on the data sheet, it's written on the warranty document. So if you have anything after 28, 27 years, just call us, just come to us. Jinko service team will evaluate and give you the replacement. So it's so simple. So it's whenever we say 25 years of product warranty, 30 years of performance warranty, it means the power degradation. So after 29, 28, in between 30 years, you are allowed to do any kind of performance test of the Jinko module, and it will never become less than 0.35. So it's a great thing. So when you see 88 point something on the power degradation after 25 years, still it will gives you a better number of in electricity, in terms of electricity. Yeah, so this is the one thing like which Jinko at this moment is really proud to share with you. So Jinko Tiger Neo 3.0 has the anti-shading effect and anti-shading advantages. So before, when we have the full module, we have to be struggle with the shading things like the parts waste or the trees parts. So we have been struggling with this shading side. So then we introduce the half cut. So half cut will introduce, like if there is anything on the upper half or the lower half, you will still get some from the any of the side of the module, and these strings will gives you some kind of voltage and some kind of generation. So now we introduce the 4 cut, which allow you to the more advantage of the anti-shading. So if you see the anti-shading from the half cut comparison to the half cut and the third cut, like the quarterly cut, 4 pieces. So in half cut we have 2 parallel and 3 series, but when the redesign of Tiger Neo 3.0, we have the 4 parallel and 3 series. So in parallel modules circuit diagram, if one of the circuit is not working, still the another 3 wheel is working with the proper or the full capacity. So if you see, if we hide or if we shaded one of the block, still you will get 83% from the module. So 83% for a 475 or 510 is a really good number in terms of the low light of the anti-shading. But if you see the comparison between Tiger Neo 2.0, we're supposed to get 63 to 64%. So this extra 20% is comes about all the effort from the R&D, all the effort for the team member. So this is the one of the key sales point for the Tiger Neo 3.0 is the anti-shading. Yes, so Jinko is not all about the number or not about the efficiency, temperature. Jinko is also being trusted by all of the installer, all of the organization, being because the certified company, or we always do arrange the lab tested results for you. So if you see all of our tested results is from the ISC standard, it might be from tube Rayland or tube Nord. So in terms of the reliability test, Jinko has the 3 times of reliability test. If you see some of the module manufacturer, they might have 1 times of reliability test. Jinko invested 3 times, like 3 times means we have to pay the same amount for the 3 times for the same test. So if you see the damp heat, right now we have the 600 damp heat test. If you see the other test, it's not the UV, it's not the 31, is the 90 test. So we have the 3 times of reliability test for you, just to prove your client, just to prove your installer, like Jinko is always backing up with you for all the technology, all the certificates. So if you guys need any sort of certificate, just browsing the Jinko Australia website, you can able to find all the documents over there. Yes, so this is the another advantage of the Jinko Tiger Neo 3.0, which is a low light up performance. So if you see the Australia GHI or the Australia irradiance, or Australia and New Zealand has a irradiance is equal to a 400 watt per square meter. So the annual GHI has been a 1300 to 1400. So when we talk about the low light or the irradiance, so it basically the 10 hours of the daytime, basically sun time. So from 6 p.m. to another 6 p.m. or 5 p.m. So during the sunlight or during the peak hour from 10 to 2, all the modules will be the similar kind of performance will gives you because of the STC condition like the 1000 watt per square meter. But when it comes to the low light like the 6 a.m. or 6 p.m. or 5 a.m. or 5 p.m., that's the time where Jinko will prove you or Jinko will show you no, Jinko is better compared to the other brand. Why? Because we are not giving you the STC condition based performance, we are also giving you the best performance during the low light. So if you see, yes, if you see this, the two of the graph, the first one will be the generation. So if you see compared to the competitor, we have at least annually 22 megawatt of hour. So we have the tested result in Australia in Wagga Wagga. So we did some test in between Tiger Neo 3.0 and a competitor, and it's tested in the Australia. So if you see the results in between the 6 a.m. and the 5 p.m., so these are the two spikes in the lower of the graphs. So these two spikes will gives you a better idea how Jinko is a good performance in the low light. So in terms of the yielding, Jinko is ahead, is at least 22 megawatt hour. So what is the advantage of the low light performance? So in terms of revenue, you can see there is a 9 to 10% of increase in the revenue. So all of the, even though if it's a small house, they wanted to cut the electricity price. That's the basic fundamental of the solar installation, nothing else. So when it goes for the utility project, what is the advantage? Just need to be more better product to earn more cash or just good in number in the revenue. Yes, so if you see these are the tested setup for the Tiger Neo 3.0. So we are not only relying on the tested simulation tested or like some 1 or 2 tested in the China. So if you see at this moment we are holding around 30 tests around the world. If you see there will be 3 in China, there will be 1 in Germany and also 1 in Australia, 1 in the other side of the country like the MENA and also in INP or Vietnam side. So these are the 13 setups we put and we push our headquarter to test it and share the result with us, because we also have to be more cautious with our documentation or our presentation. If we say yes, Jinko modules is better in low light, Jinko modules is better in cell efficiency or better in temperature coefficient, bifaciality factor. So we also have to prove you by the results. So these tested results will give you a better idea how Jinko is better than the competitor. So we also have some 14 sites which will be ongoing, and these 14 sites will add it to the next year with the Jinko's tested site. Yes, so this is another good part of the Jinko module. So this show you Jinko module is not only best for the STC condition or the normal condition. So Jinko modules is also best for the tough condition. So if you see, we have our one of the biggest project has been established in the Dubai, is the Middle East area in the desert section. So our modules is capable the extreme heat of the desert and also the extreme temperature rise during the peak time. So Jinko module doesn't have any issues so far. We have that installation for like almost 2 years, so we haven't got any complaint. So the next one is Jinko module has the one of the highest mechanical load. So if you see, we have the some modules, special scenario modules that gives you a 6,000 front Pascal and 4,000 back Pascal. So for any of the wind region C and D or the cyclone region for the Australia, like some of the region in Brisbane or Western Australia, Jinko module will say, or Jinko company will say, yes, we have that product for you. You don't need to be worried about anything. You don't need to go to any of the competitor. We have the tough product for you. So in terms of the hail, Jinko is also gives you a good number of the ice ball size. In terms of the snow, in terms of the wind, in terms of the water, the salt and mist, because in Australia, salt and mist is one of the key factor for any of the panel manufacturer, because Australia is basically coastal side, so Jinko has the certificate for the salt and mist. Yes, and that's all from my side for the Tiger Neo 3.0. Thanks everyone.